Mini episode 496 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by the Pullins Group, delivering public affairs consulting and marketing services for small businesses trying to grow. Follow them on the web at pullinsgroup.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to mini episode 496 of the FDH Lounge. This is FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with a FantasyDraftHelp.com insider for our 12th season covering the NFL. This is your Week 13 recommendation for fantasy football starters. We've got some preface notes that we'll be delivering every week. First of all, our advice is probably a bit different than some in the industry. We're not the place to go regarding the question of whether or not to play a healthy Aaron Rodgers this week. Aside from reiterating our list of gimmies, we don't discuss them beyond that. We're also not part of the movement that overstates the importance of week-to-week matchups. Sadly, if you bungled your draft or auction, there's not much except a stroke of great luck on the waiver wire that can salvage your season. Now, in very shallow leagues, you can pick up potential impact players off the waiver wire, but you hardly need a fantasy football industry source to tell you to do that. We play the percentages on giving our advice, which is all that anyone can do, even those in the industry who purport to own a crystal ball. You'll always get intellectual honesty from us. Okay, here's our mid-season revised list of constants for the season. When healthy, you don't jerk with these guys. You leave them in your lineup regardless of scary matchups. There are 6 quarterbacks: Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Drew Brees. There are 10 running backs: Jamal Charles, Shady McCoy, Matt Forte, Marshawn Lynch, Eddie Lacy, Alfred Morris, Arian Foster, DeMarco Murray, Giovanni Bernard, and Le'Veon Bell. There are 14 wide receivers: Megatron, Demaryius Thomas, A.J. Green, Dez Bryant, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Emmanuel Sanders, T.Y. Hilton, Jeremy Maclin, and Golden Tate. There are 5 tight ends: Jimmy Graham, Julius Thomas, Vernon Davis, Jordan Cameron, and Rob Gronkowski. Folks, you're listening to the FantasyDraftHelp.com insider.
Tattoo on the lower back. Might as well be a bullseye.
We like 14 QBs this week: Blake Bortles, Tom Brady, Jay Cutler, Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco, Brian Hoyer, Colin Kaepernick, Eli Manning, Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, Tony Romo, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, and Russell Wilson. We like 18 running backs: C.J. Anderson, Joique Bell, Alfred Blue, Isaiah Crowell, Niall Davis, Justin Forsett, Frank Gore, Jeremy Hill, Carlos Hyde, Mark Ingram, Chris Ivory, Trey Mason, Ryan Matthews, Jerick McKinnon, Lamar Miller, Denard Robinson, Darren Sproles, and Terrence West. We like 24 wide receivers: Keenan Allen, Odell Beckham, Kelvin Benjamin, Anquan Bolden, Kenny Britt, Marcus Colston, Michael Crabtree, Mike Evans, Malcolm Floyd, Michael Floyd, Pierre Garçon, Josh Gordon, Andrew Hawkins, DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Jackson, Vincent Jackson, Andre Johnson, Jordan Matthews, Mohamed Sanu, Steve Smith, Torrey Smith, Sammy Watkins, Reggie Wayne, and Roddy White. We like 5 tight ends: Martellus Bennett, Larry Donnell, Antonio Gates, Delaney Walker, and Jason Witten. There's one team that we have labeled as All Out, Oakland, meaning that we don't like any of their players. Conversely, we have 3 all-in teams, Chicago, San Diego, and Denver, meaning that we like all of their marginal players in addition to the gimmies on each team. For the first time since very early in the season, no teams are on the bye. Every week, we also recommend 5 of these players as especially strong, and this week's slate includes Tom Brady, Trey Mason, Jerick McKinnon, Mike Evans, and Josh Gordon. Thanks for checking us out. Again, for a more comprehensive look at this year's fantasy football season, download our free guide, Fantasy Football Draftology 2014 at fantasydrafthelp.com, as well as Fantasy Hockey Draftology 2014 and Fantasy Hoops Draftology 2014. Go break off a little value on your opponents in fantasy sports, and be sure to sample our other Nothing is Off Topic mini episodes, including our recent conversations with superstars such as Rick Bucher, Kenny Albert, and Bobby Kimball from the FDH Lounge.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, waitresses, strippers, bartenders, garbage men, janitors, microwave popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and the Periodic Table of Elements.